Talking with the experts.
That's a great question right there, because I was about to say that they should use a search bar and look out for the options that they see with the bold letters when they search for things. But that's one practice they could work with, just to make sure that their content is cohesive. Because when you think about it, if you're typing social media you'll see social media aesthetics, social media art, social media aspirations. And then if aspirations and aesthetics are in bold, then take those words and say, okay, these are the words people are searching for. Let me put that into my catalog. Let me put that into my list of words, because you're pretty much building a word cloud at this point. You're building something that you're going to keep using on a consistent basis. So if you have 5 words that describe exactly what this means, and you know that 2 million people use this word every month, because you've done your search volume, then it makes sense. And
Talking with the experts.
Hello and welcome to Talking with the Experts. My name's Rose Davidson from rosesdavidson.com, and Talking with the Experts is about all things business by business owners for business owners, and you can find it on all good podcasting streaming platforms and on YouTube. And today it's my very special pleasure to introduce you to Favour Obasi-ike, and we are going to be talking about Pinterest and SEO marketing best practices for creative entrepreneurs. Now, Favour, also known as, I'm not even going to say that, is an entrepreneur and musical artist who has blended entertainment business from a professional and creative angle to navigate through his career in an innovative way. He is the founder of Work and Play Entertainment, where their primary goal is to inspire, educate, and entertain boundless value of problem-solving solutions with innovative products. He loves to help creative entrepreneurs, including musicians, artists, business owners, creators, and coaches who come from a professional background with business etiquette to scale and invest in their brand with digital courses, done-for-you services, and consultation services. He is also the podcast host of his sponsored show, We Don't Play, which is available on 14 podcast platforms. Welcome, Favour. How are you?
I'm doing well, Rose. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Yeah, it's my absolute pleasure. Now, tell me a little bit more about what you do.
Yes, so I specify with the musical background. I can say I've been a drummer since 99, a self-taught drummer, and I've been able to blend music, entertainment, and business in a cohesive manner that allows me to really create value over time by being specific on making sure that we have engaging content for people and have advertising assets that can at least spear the brands and give people value, especially when you think about community and adding value to social media and what people are consuming on a daily basis. So we're highly focused on making sure that content is quality across the board.
Perfect. Like that. And tell me a little bit more about Pinterest. We were talking about that, and I really do like the platform a lot, and I do have a business page on there. However, I don't know how to organically engage with everyone that's on there. How do you go about doing that?
Okay. I would definitely say Pinterest has changed. I don't know when last you were on Pinterest, but but it has changed, and a lot of good things have happened on Pinterest. There are a lot of new developments. There are a lot of new ways to really build your audience, and you can't really use Pinterest without SEO if you're using it for a business perspective. Just like you need a website that needs to rank on Google so people can find you, is the same way you need to have a Pinterest account that people can search for and find you in the process.
Oh, well, that's a start, I suppose. I mean, I've got quite a few thousand followers, but no one sort of buys or does anything, from me. And they obviously view my pins, but not as well, it doesn't get that engagement. So how can I improve? Is it, would it be something to do with my graphics or something to do with the description, or, how do you go about making a pin that goes viral?
That's a great question. Today, I'll definitely give you the ultimate guideline and blueprint on how to make this happen, especially as a best practice. And what I would say is that you need to start off with doing your market research, because on Pinterest, you could really get lost. Like, you could find a lot of thousands of things and you cannot really find your way back. So the best way for a Pinterest business account holder is for them to really focus on their titles, their descriptions, the keywords they use, the images they have. If they're a business, what are the logos that they prefer to have? That brings a lot of psychology. And you think about color, people are moved by color. When you think about image, video, motion graphics. So if you have bright colors, use those extensively, because that's what's going to attract people to your business. Because on Pinterest, there are a lot of images, great, but they're not a lot of bright images either. So if you can really be focused on making sure that you have an amazing user experience for your brand on the platform, then the words that you use, the tone that you use, the call to actions that you use will all be cohesive. And at the end of the day, you're starting to bring a lot of attraction to your marketing, which is going to now let people know what your funnel is without you having to advertise it all the time. Because at the end of the day, the goal is to stay organically, reachable, discoverable. And then when you now start doing campaigns, all you're doing is retargeting or revisiting those touch points that you focused on earlier.
Right. Okay. So I have a lot of pins on my business page, not just for business, but I have a lot of personal pins on there as well. So in, what are they called? Folders, I guess you'd say.
Or the boards.
Yes, the boards. Thank you. Same thing, only different. Yes. Is it advisable to have your personal boards on your business page?
No, it is not something, it's not a good practice. It's not a best practice, because when you have the personal images of you or what you like, then that could kind of offset the business mission, vision, objective, unless you probably think the same way and you have something that's possible. One way you could do that is maybe having a mood board. It will make more sense to have a mood board that expresses maybe anything that as an extensive branch, but nothing personal to the extent that is directly at you. The best way to do that is either you archive it or you make it a secret board, but do not delete it. Because when you delete pins, when you delete videos from your account, you're pretty much putting yourself in the back burner over time, and Pinterest is kind of going to ding you for that. And then you won't really like that, because eventually at some point they'll realize, okay, you're not really genuine, authentic with your business. Why do you keep deleting pictures every time you post it? And somebody is saving those things that you're posting and you're deleting them, which means you're disservicing the community, and that's against the community guidelines. So it kind of goes deeper into it. So yeah, it's very important to be serious about what you're posting, how you're posting, so when you post it the first time, you don't have to go back and edit it or change a few things.
Well, that makes a heap of sense. So, but what if you want to not hide your boards, but you want to say move them to a personal account? Are you allowed to have a business and a personal account?
You can have that. One of the options is, if you have a personal account right now, on the top right of your Pinterest, if you're using it on your laptop, you will see a drop-down arrow, and it's going to ask you if you want to convert to a free business account. And then once you do that, you can now have a free business account under your personal account. And then in there is when you can now connect your website. So it's pretty much separated. So it ends up being two different accounts. But now that you have the business account, you now have access to what they call the business hub. And within the business hub, now that's when you really get to see your conversions, your insights. You can see what the age range is. What do people are interested in? Are they interested in quotes? Are they interested in beauty, in home and decor? Like, those are the things that you start to see because of how you're interacting with your audience on a consistent basis.
Yeah, I didn't realize you could do that. I mean, as I said, mine is a business page, and I tried to transfer my personal pins and boards to my personal account, but it just won't do it. So I'm a bit, I don't want to have to go and redo them. So I've got like 10,000 pins or something. So
yeah, exactly. And it's not really the number of pins, because people think, oh, you got to post 25 times a day. You got to, like, when you hear those things, nobody has time for that. Like, it's not logically possible. Like, we all have lives. We have families to take care of. We have things to pay for. We have a life to live. So if you're trying to take 25 pins out of my day to put into practice on a consistent basis, then you're really telling me to forget everything else. And that's not what we're here to do. We're here to make it easier. So by applying a simple concept of making sure that if you have 5 boards and each of them have completely different topics, but they're subcategories to your business, they're different branches, just like a business has human resource, has marketing, has sales, you have admin sections. So you really know that there's a structure, there's a branch, there's a tree, there's a workflow. So you do the same thing for your business on Pinterest, and think about it like an aisle. Like if you go into a grocery store, you're looking for bananas, you're going to find bananas here. If you're going for cookies, you're going to go to the aisle for cookies. So if you treat the same thing with your business, especially on your Pinterest, and make it easier for people to find you, that means your words, your keywords, your images, it's all making sense. And it's making sense to you too. Then eventually somebody else is going to feel like you're comfortable. Your house looks clean. It looks comfortable. I can live here. I can keep coming back. I get inspired by what you're posting. And then eventually I'm ready to buy. It's Christmas. I might want to get something for someone because I've been seeing you for 3 months consistently on my feed. So it's really a business of how can I make sure that every quarter that I use my Pinterest business account, I'm adding value, and it's in return, I'm getting business and I'm having an ROI based on my standings.
Yeah, so my business board is, and under there I've got different sections. Is that wise to do that, or should I just make separate boards for everything?
That's a great question. I would say sections are great. You can have those because it really helps. Like I have a digital marketing for our business, Work and Play Entertainment. If you look at our boards, they're very categorized. The digital marketing board has about 4 different sections. And the reason why they have 4 sections is because I want to make sure that if I'm talking about Pinterest marketing in the digital marketing board, then that Pinterest marketing is going to be found when somebody searches for Pinterest marketing in the search bar. So it's pretty much like building a layered effect. And you don't have to do it, but the most relevant board you're saving it to, even though it's within that section, then the full board, which is the primary board, should be the most important part of that puzzle. So you don't want to drop into sections that are not related to the board. You want to make sure that if it's digital marketing, then they should be like email marketing or content strategy, something that makes sense to the digital marketing piece so that people can find it easier.
Yeah, I've got mine, like my board's just named after my business. And then you open up the board and there's all these sections in there, and then I haven't put subsections in the sections. I've just left them as they are. But yeah, okay, well that makes a lot of sense. I'll go back and have a look at that when I have time, because Pinterest is it's very time consuming compared to other social media things that you need to do. I don't know, it just seems to take longer to do stuff.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just being difficult. I don't know. Fussy.
I think that's really what I've come to notice, because a lot of people see Pinterest like a huge hard boulder to like go over. Like I see Pinterest as like it's a search engine. First of all, it's a visual search engine. So if you're thinking about YouTube, Google, and Pinterest, those are your 3 key areas to focus on. Because if someone's searching for you, they find your YouTube video because it has timestamps, or because you have keywords in your descriptions, then YouTube is a website. So it's going to be indexed. And people don't know that search engine optimization is all about indexing. Is your keyword within the first 40 characters? Are you intentionally placing those words people are looking for within your copy? When you think about headlines and your emails, what makes people open them, click them? It's the same thing. So people don't see those things, and it makes total sense when you see it's the same semantics. That's really where the breaking down element is. And if somebody can really see that from that point of view, then they can definitely filter out all the negative thoughts that could probably come when they're thinking about scaling with Pinterest business.
Makes perfect sense. I'm glad you found me. I'm really good. This is good.
Yeah, I'm glad I found you too.
So I guess what other advice would you give maybe someone who's a bit new to Pinterest, and some advice that how they could actually get a board sorted? And I mean, I know there's SEO and using keywords and so forth like that, but what advice would you give them starting out? Is using ads first off a good idea, or should you leave that for later?
That's a great question right there, because I was about to say that they should use a search bar and look out for the options that they see with the bold letters when they search for things. But that's one practice they could work with, just to make sure that their content is cohesive. Because when you think about it, if you're typing social media you'll see social media aesthetics, social media art, social media aspirations. And then if aspirations and aesthetics are in bold, then take those words and say, okay, these are the words people are searching for. Let me put that into my catalog. Let me put that into my list of words, because you're pretty much building a word cloud at this point. You're building something that you're going to keep using on a consistent basis. So if you have 5 words that describe exactly what this means, and you know that 2 million people use this word every month, because you've done your search volume, then it makes sense. And people said, like, back then, when you search for things, there used to be those related keywords under the search bar, and now they're gone. And now you're wondering, okay, what do I do? How do I find the related keywords? What you do is now take that information and now run that through the Pinterest Ads Manager. In the Pinterest Ads Manager, there's a section that says keywords and interests. When you get to the different catalogs, you just have to put maybe a dollar, a day. You just have to go through that process, but you're not really running the ad. You just go into that section to make sure that you have your keywords. And then when you look for the keywords that you found in the search bar, now bring those keywords in the search bar, bring them to the Pinterest Ads Manager. Type them there, because you're going to start seeing how-to projects to try, recipes to cook. You're going to start seeing long words that you didn't see in the search bar, but because you have that specific word that's in bold, it's going to pretty much open up a cluster of words. And then now you decide which word resonates with your brand the most. And then when you click on those things onto the left, you're going to be able to add your keywords. And then on the right side, you see there's something called a potential audience size, an ad size. So that ad size just tells you this is the potential variable number that you can be able to reach this audience. And if you have 25 keywords, 10 keywords, and they're all matching up, you're going to be able to see it's going to move from narrow to wide. And right before you know it, you're going to have a solid audience. Take those words and then put it into your copy. If you're using Canva, use those same words, put those words into your images, make sure they are bold, make sure they're bright, let them be 1,000 by 1,500 pixels, like follow all the required guidelines, because if you're posting pictures, you want them to stay. You don't want to delete them or change them. So your first try should be your best try. That's really what I should say. So don't be in a hurry to try and post, because you don't want to be disappointed by the results you get if you don't do it the right way. Even the file name, even when you download it, even Canva gives you the option to edit the name. Make sure that keyword that you found in the search bar is there, so that over time, the alt text and all these destination links you're sending people to, once you claim your YouTube, you claim your Instagram, you claim your website, over time, you'll see that you're getting 100% of that credit, because what happens is Pinterest business gives you 100% of the credit that you post, because you've claimed your account to their social media channels and your website. So I would say the best practice is to use the search bar, make sure that you exactly know which words you want to use, put them in your keyword boards, titles, descriptions, don't leave anything blank. And then when you start posting them out, make sure that you're engaging with different people. And one thing that you should also notice too, and a lot of people don't talk about this, is when people start to save, when you start seeing interactions start to grow and you start seeing people saving your boards, look at those boards that have similar words together. Those are keywords as well. And that's telling you that there's people somewhere in the world are needing this information, because they created boards to save content like this that you posted. So it's kind of like an insight reverse engineering process. And that's also going to really help you with tactic management. So I really hope that helps and gives you like a blueprint.
It did. Thank you so much. Yeah, because I'm not really SEO savvy. I know about keywords and so forth, but you've explained it really well to say, where they should be in the copy and in your, graphics and do whatever. So that was really helpful. Thank you so much for that. Is it advisable that you keep a separate document somewhere, like a Google Doc or something with all those keywords on it, and you can just pick them out when you need to use them?
Yeah, you can put it in a Google Doc, in the spreadsheet, in your notes. You don't have to go really techie and start buying softwares. You can write it down on your paper. Just make sure that those words that you find, what the search volume is. And that search volume is going to help you determine how far you can be able to go. Because these are the same words people search for on Google. They search for them on YouTube. And if you use a Chrome extension called Uber Suggest, that's one platform I use a lot. I really, really do.
That's
And
from Neil.
Neil Patel.
That's him.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like his
yeah.
stuff. He's really clever.
He's amazing. Like when I listen to his work and what he does, he makes it so simple. And I love the fact that he can teach that to you and you can understand it. And that's what I want people to also understand, that it's not hard, because if he can do it and he can do it for himself and he's done it for others, then we can do it for ourselves and other people. So each one has to teach one. And if I can teach you, just like, you can teach your child, how to do things, eventually you'll be proud of that because you've been able to pass that on. So it's not for us to keep this information to ourselves. Like, we're not gonna need, like, I'd rather tell you so much that you need this information, that it helps your business, it helps your family, the economy, things grow and you start to see your life in a better position. And then later on, you can teach somebody else to do the same thing. And you never know, you could teach me something. So I think it's all about being a learner in the process and trusting that you just need to start doing the work today, because people they procrastinate a lot, and that's really what slows them down. And then this imposter syndrome is just terrible.
Yes, it is very terrible. I suffer from it quite often. It's a shame, but never mind. I love Neil Patel because he gives so much for free, honestly. He's just an amazing human.
It's beautiful to see. And I think we need a lot more people like that, where they're so knowledgeable that it makes sense to the smallest child. If you can make sense to a 2-year-old, then we should not be complaining about not it making sense. So
no, and you did really well. I'm really happy with your explanation about how to do it, because you get some of these people who are wizards at doing it, but their explanation is so over the top that it's I'm not a silly person, but even I sometimes don't understand what they're saying because they use words that are not common to me. So
yeah, exactly. That's
very
true.
good. Okay, so other than your podcast, where else can people find you, Favour?
Oh, if you want to find me, just literally Google Work and Play Entertainment. And when you Google that, you're going to find our website, which is playinc.online, PLAYINC.online. And you can be able to connect with us and check out our articles. We have amazing content for you. We also have an amazing club. I founded a club called Pinterest and SEO Marketing on Clubhouse. So you can feel free to follow us there. There's so much value that we're able to give on a weekly basis. So if you want to connect with me directly, then you can just go to my website called flaevbeatz.com, FLAEVBEATZ.com. And you can just scroll down and connect with me. My link tree is there as well. There's so much value. I can keep going on and on and on. So whichever one that works best for you, if you want to have a consultation with me one-on-one, if you want to be part of the summit, because we are having a summit, and we also are having a masterclass, because we have a Pinterest marketing course and it's been launched for a while now. We've had a few case studies and people have been doing amazingly well, like from negative monthly views to over 100,000 monthly views.
Wow.
So I'm so proud and happy to see businesses grow, and these are family businesses that are thriving, with original content. So now I've decided to take it upon myself to really put it down and say, okay, let's have a 2-day masterclass and a summit. So if you want to know more about that, please feel free to reach out to me in the DMs on Instagram, same Flaev Beatz all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Favour Obasi-ike. So I'm everywhere. So you can really connect with me on social media, because I love to be connected to people and I love to build impact.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, I'll put all your social links in the show notes when I download them, upload them to YouTube. So yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, well, you're an amazing person, honestly. I can't believe that you would, you're just so knowledgeable. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for the information that you imparted tonight, and for free. I've had people on the show that still keep things back. So when you've been very open and honest about what you know, and I thank you for that.
You're welcome. Anytime. I'm glad I'm able to touch lives, you know, if help someone grow. And I think the reason why I do this more often is because it happened to me directly. And I was in Clubhouse, somebody I met, she's in Ireland, you know, and I've never met her from anywhere, but we connected on Clubhouse. Her name is Hillary. And she was said one day that, hey, I applied what you said one day. I can't even remember what day it was because
Yeah.
I was like, I remember you did that one day and I applied it for my business. And now I'm looking at my traffic from Google and Pinterest is one of the options. And I'm like, wow. So when I see that happen and I'm hearing people saying those things, it makes me feel like I should do more of this. I should be able to, you know, put it out there. And if I can reach out to people who I can't see directly and impact them, I'll be a happy person at the end of the day because I know that their family is safe.
Yeah, I'm looking at your little square thing on your screen. Is that a downloadable link?
You mean the QR code on my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yes, you can scan the code and it will give you access to all my details that I just mentioned.
Oh, well, I'll just do that now.
Yep.
Keep talking.
Yeah, so we offer a lot of amazing things. We just also launched our podcast premium. If you want to know more about that, you can join our mailing list. If you join our website, you know, playinc.online, at the top, you'll see a yellow bar and you can just be able to sign up with us and you can get all the exclusive information. So we have so much for you. We are so excited. The innovative products are a lot. We have merchandise, we have, the list goes on and on and on. And I think at this point now, building a community is our centric focus. And if we can be able to meet everybody and connect with them, the better. So I'm excited and definitely joining Clubhouse because that's where I really am a lot. So we can definitely have a chat or some coffee soon.
Ooh, yeah. All right. Well, I've scanned the thing and now I'm right in the club. There you go.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Favour, thank you so much for your time tonight. I really enjoyed our chat. It was absolutely wonderful. It's made my night, actually.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you again.
All right. Bye.
Bye.